Hey everyone, so today's pick a card is going to be how is this year, whatever year you're seeing this, going to be different than last year for you. My daughter's over here, she's doing her own reading off to the side, so you might hear her from time to time. If that's a distraction for you, sorry, maybe this isn't the video for you, but she's here. Okay, and Ali is keeping us company, so go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. Let your intuition do the picking. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. You can pause this if you need to make your selection. And then timestamps will be down below in the description. So let's jump on in. Okay, so for those of you who chose 1, let's go ahead and see how this year is going to be different for you compared to last year. Remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can. The information is down below in the description. So first off, something that you've been wondering about in the back of your mind is a yes answer. Use your intuition, your discernment on what that is for you, or maybe it'll make sense later. But we do have the 2 of Pentacles. So this year, one thing that's coming through is you being more selective of where you're putting your time, what you're focusing on in the moment. You are getting better at letting certain things go faster that are just not worth your energy anymore. You're getting better at reorganizing your schedule for some people. What I'm also feeling is, for some of you, even though this is this feeling of juggling the different worlds that you have, for example, work versus family life, or work priorities and those kinds of goals versus hobbies and fun, like you're also realizing balance is needed when it comes to those kinds of things and those kinds of tasks as well, so that you're not you're not spreading yourself thin compared to last year. You're just really being way more selective. And that's my daughter over there doing her own reading. You're being way more selective this year with your time, your energy, and being more honest with yourself about the pros and cons of certain things. So for example, maybe you're not giving so much of the benefit of the doubt, or you're not giving chance after chance after chance to certain situations, certain people, or certain things once you see it for what it is. But let's see what else is going on. Let's get a little bit more of a message for those of you who chose 1. Okay, we have here the message of later on. So a lot of what you've been working towards, especially when it comes to all of your efforts, you're going to start to see the rewards later on, but it's coming. And we have 2 of Cups as well. So especially when it comes to you making decisions around who you allow access to you, or who you're spending time with, if you're in the dating realm, who you're dating, this could even apply to friendships and family, things like that. I feel like this year, later on in this year, you're going to have more clarity on who's real, who really connects with you in this new version of you, and who is worth your time. So it's okay, you can pick it up. So I feel a lot of you are going to really be stepping into meeting people that are really worth more of your energy, because you will have already decided who to release and who to let go and who is not. That kind of a thing later, by the time later on in this year rolls around. For some of you that are dating or considering options, I feel like later on in this year, a lot of you are going to either be in a relationship or much closer to one. Sorry, my daughter is having a time over there with her cards. I feel a lot of you are either going to be in a relationship later on in this year or closer to one. Like, even if it's just being even more clear about what you want to need, or taking steps to try new things out of your comfort zone and meet people. And if you're in a relationship or situationship, you having more clarity about how to really be closer again or reconnect again or deepening of your connection for some of you. So again, take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's see what else is going on for those of you that chose 1. That could even apply to like friendships and stuff like that too. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have familiarity. So in the other message of the back, it says at some point. And then we have fertility over here. So later on in this year, if you've been having some struggles with family life or people that are close to you like family, whether it's bloodline or whether it's people like friendship, you know what I mean, that are like family, anyone close to you. Later on in this year, I do feel like there's a mending, a reconnection happening. So if you've been feeling distant, you are finding that community and that closeness. Now, for some of you, it may be with new people, but for others of you, with the people that you have been close to for a period of time. So you will know who's who over time. But I also feel like this is family expansion and growing. So with that fertility message coming through, new members coming in and out is what it feels like. So maybe you or people close to you are getting married. Maybe you or people close to you are having kids or things like that. It feels positive. I just want to make that clear. It feels like, oh, I'm not losing family, I'm gaining family. That's what it feels like later on in this year. And that's another thing. And also, I feel like a lot of that has to do, for some people, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that you've learned to choose your battles more wisely. Again, what's worth your energy and what's not. And that helps you to know how to love people, even if you're not always on the same page, and honoring some of those distances, but still remaining authentic to who you are. So that's what I have for you, those of you that chose 1. If you made it this far, send me a picture frame emoji. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and I'll talk to you another time. Bye, 1. All right, those of you that chose 2, let's go ahead and see how this year is going to be different for you than last year. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, release what doesn't. You could always book a personal reading with me. That information is down below in the description, as well as the timestamps. My daughter's over here doing a reading on her own, so just so you're aware of that too. All right, for those of you that chose 2, something you've been wondering about in the back of your mind is a no answer. Use your intuition or discernment on what that might be. But we also have here the Page of Swords. So this year, in comparison to last year, your mindset is different. You have new eyes, new perspective on something, and it kind of feels like you're walking away from old conditioning or that old mindset, and you're way more inquisitive, questioning even more. So it kind of feels like you're looking back on certain situations, relationships, or just mindset, whatever it is for you. And now you're not afraid to really change your mind. If new information is presented, you're not afraid to change your mind, or you're getting closer to that and understanding that that's okay. I also feel like you just have new ideas. You're changing, you're evolving, that you want to try out or speak about or act on, that kind of a thing. But let's see what else. You're not who you were next year. You're not who you were last year is what I'm trying to say. What else is going on? Okay, so we have here the message of not exclusive. And then we have the Hanged Man energy. So Quiet baby. So for some people, again, general reading, take what resonates, release what doesn't. For some people, you may not be in an exclusive connection this year. If that's something you've been wondering about, maybe that's connected to the no. It's still in this energy of standstill, so that you're probably in a situation or relationship that is more about soul growth and learning a lesson to see things differently. And once you see that, you're free to move forward. But right now you're still kind of stuck, and that's okay, because maybe there's more for you to learn, or you will know when you know. And for other people, I kind of feel like this is about some of the struggles you've been experiencing. It's not just you. Like, what I mean by that is, I don't know if this makes you feel better or worse, but a lot of people have been struggling. And again, this year, maybe it's you being in more of an acceptance mode, and understanding that it's okay to be in this phase of not knowing exactly what's next, but ready to explore, or being more open-minded about change and being more open-minded about new perspectives. So it kind of feels like this year, in comparison to next year, you're going through yet another level of some sort of an awakening or mindset change. Both. Because, same. But let's see what else is going on for those of you that chose to. Videos or photos as a message of significance this year for you. So maybe some of you are being more selective of what you're sharing online, for example, or maybe you're just wanting to capture more moments. Like, you know how people say, like, oh, I want to be present in the moment, so they don't want to take photos. Well, honestly, I feel like take the photo. That's only just a second in time. And then as time goes on and you're getting older and your memory is not that great, you still have that moment in photo or video to look back on. You can still enjoy the moment and be present. Just take a quick second to take the photo. You'll appreciate it later. Also, this year, I do feel like you're embracing more of your solitude. There's a difference between solitude and loneliness. It doesn't feel like loneliness. It feels more like solitude, selective solitude, because again, you're in this energy of study. It feels like you're in this energy of studying you, of studying what matters to you now. And boundaries, it's on the bottom of the deck. So you're also setting more boundaries as well. Boundaries with people, boundaries with certain environments, boundaries with yourself. And this is just an example, but maybe even an example of this is spending less time online, like setting that boundary, like, in order for my overall bonus today, I'm not going to spend blah, blah, blah amount of time online. That's just a random example. What is it for you? Or, I'm not going to eat this kind of food. That's just an example. So that's what I see. You're really growing into protecting yourself even more this year comparison to last year. For those of you that chose to, if you made it this far, send me a book emoji, like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and I'll talk to you another time. Bye, 2. Hi, those of you that chose 3. Let's go ahead and see how this year is going to be different for you than last year. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, release what doesn't. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can. That information is down below in the description, as well as the timestamps. My daughter is over here doing her own reading. Okay, those of you who chose 3, we have here the message of online. So I feel like this year, a lot of your connection to the online world is changing. Maybe you're spending less time on it, or maybe you're realizing that you need to use more discernment and be more cautious of what you're believing online, due to things like, for example, AI. You have to really be more cautious of what you're believing or falling for. That's just an example. For some of you, it just really feels like your connection to the online world is changing this year comparison to last year. But also we have here the message of the Hierophant. So this does have to also do with higher learning and your overall reach. Like, it kind of feels like, what I mean by overall reach is it just kind of feels like you're taking your authoritative power back, so to speak. I'll give you an example because I don't know if I'm saying it well, but it kind of, what I feel like, it feels like inside to me is, you know how if you take a break from being online, like let's say for a day, and then when you focus on your personal world around you, like what you have in your own home, your house, your family, that kind of a thing, and you're more grounded in the present moment, things don't seem quite as crazy or chaotic in comparison to what you've been seeing online. And that also helps you to take back your own power and your own authority, so to speak, and reclaim your energy, which allows for you to have more expansion, more reach in terms of what's important to you and the energy you want to put out and all of that. I feel like a lot of your commitments are changing. Like, a lot of your loyalties are changing. You were once committed to or loyal to this over here. Now you're not, and it's changing to something else. And that's also okay, because that is because you have grown, and you're also, it also feels like you are more removing yourself from the collective thinking mindset and more so just focusing on yourself and what's really internal with you truly believe this year. So let's see what else is going on for those of you that chose 3. Okay. This year, Queen of Cups. And what's on the bottom? Ooh, the Lovers. So I feel like this year you're tapping back into more of this receptive mode, allowing yourself to receive. And what I mean by that is not forcing things. Maybe you're receiving unexpected opportunities, more love, more clarity about what you're looking for when it comes to love and partnership and what you need. And I do feel higher level of commitment. Like, so I do feel this year, a lot of you are either going to be in higher commitments, higher commitments within relationships or closer to it. Let's see what else for those of you that chose 3. Truth be told. Okay, this was already turned over. It was reversed, but we have here the message of certainty. What's on the back? Okay. None of that was really speaking to me. That's why I didn't say much about that on the back. We have here the message of certainty. So this feels like this year you're more confident in having some of the hard conversations, or speaking your mind, or standing up for what you want and need, or just, asking for further clarity, especially like with relationships, to figure out, okay, is this really going to work for the bigger picture within this connection? In whatever kind of relationship this is. For majority of people, I do feel it's romantic relationships, but it could also be friendships or family or business. You're having the tougher conversations to have more clarity and certainty of how you're going to moving forward, and if this connection can go with you. So this year, you're getting more like, there's no more of that confusion around how do they feel, or, are they on the same page? Because you're just going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, as the saying goes, with some of these conversations. To have more clarity and more certainty, to get to that deeper depth of commitment within these connections. And we also have a message of the Fool. But in this case, I'm seeing this more as you, are beginning to release all of the self-blame. Like, you can look back and see where you have been foolish, but you're also realizing that you grew from it, and that does not have to be your story moving forward anymore this year. So you're embracing that new beginning and coming into more of that self-assured, confident energy, and also getting back to more playful, fun, enjoying life vibes as well this year in comparison to last year. So that's what I see right now. If you made it this far, send me a pink heart emoji, like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and I'll talk to you another time. Bye, 3.